Hello and welcome to the 38th weekly vlog. Woo! It is 11 o'clock on Monday and I haven't vlogged anything today. I felt really crappy today. I've not been very productive and I've just been feeling pretty crappy. About an hour ago I felt really ill and I had, all day I've had a headache and I've not wanted to eat, and that's a sign for a certain something. And an hour ago I felt quite ill and felt like I wanted to throw up and I had pains in my stomach. Got my new Beauty and the Beast t-shirt on. I absolutely adore it. I love it so much. I think this is going to instantly become my new favourite t-shirt. But like I said, I have not done very much today at all. Revision wise, I've done pretty much nothing. I've got 2 weeks till my next exam. I'm not really that stressed about it at the moment. I did a little bit more of my little scrapbooky thing that I started on Saturday. And yeah, just really been chilling, not doing a lot. YouTube has been the thing that I've been doing most today. No motivation, that's what it is at the moment. No motivation to do anything, which is really annoying, not gonna lie. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It is 6:20 and I first want to start today with something that I don't normally talk about. As some of you guys will know or have heard, yesterday evening Ariana Grande was performing in Manchester. I've never been to Manchester, but I have seen Ariana Grande perform. I'm going to apologise because I don't know where I'm going, so I'm putting on the sat nav. So if you hear Siri,
starting route.
Sorry if you hear Siri, but he is guiding me to where I'm going. I'll talk about that in a minute. But the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the concert that happened last night in Manchester. It was over a week ago by the time this vlog goes up, and I feel like all the news will be over this by then. The news sort of talks about this for a week and then, it's over. It is completely, absolutely disgusting and awful what happened at the concert. Fill some of you guys in. I'm sure all of you watching this will know what's happened. There was a terrorist attack in Manchester Arena. I don't know what it's called. There was a terrorist attack and it was an Ariana Grande concert that where it happened. And it's pretty disgusting that the terrorists targeted a bloody concert and that there were loads of kids there. And I just feel like there were so many other places that you could have done it and you had to do it there. That sounds awful. Happening anywhere, it is it's disgusting, but to happen at a concert where kids are attending, they are attacking children, for God's sake. I mean, innocent children, they're there to have a good night, they're not there to do anything, they're there to have a good night. And to bomb there, why would you pick there of all locations in the world? It's just disgusting behaviour that needs to stop. And I hate Donald Trump with a passion, but he was completely right. The people who were in charge of this, who decided this, the suicide bomber, are losers. They are absolute losers. I don't even know what to think, to be honest. I don't even know what to say. Nothing that I say is going to make it any better because it's not going to bring back those 20 plus people, some of which were children. It's not going to bring those people back. I don't want to cry now because I'm going out. So, with that said, I'm going to carry on this weekly vlog now. Right, I am off to, not a guide meeting, I am off to a guide meeting. I'm not off to actual guides. As you can tell, I'm not in my uniform. I'm actually wearing a Disney t-shirt. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the seatbelt's covering it. I've got a little Minnie Mouse on here. And I've got my Mickey bag right there.
In October of this year, I am off to Disneyland Paris with a bunch of guides and brownies and senior section and guide leaders. We are off to the wonderful world of Disneyland Paris. So I'm going twice this year, which is very exciting. I'm so excited. And yeah, we're going to Disneyland Paris and we are having a meeting about it tonight. If I'm honest, I know absolutely nothing about it, so I'm a little bit like, well, what on earth is going on? You know, it's 5 months' time we're going to Disneyland Paris with a large group of people. Have we done anything to organise what we're doing? I like to plan things. I might not like to act out on those plans, but I like to plan. I like to know what's happening. I'm organised in that sense. I'm not organised with actually acting on those things that I plan. I'm a really good planner, but I don't act out on the planning things, if that makes any sense. So I have no plans for this at the moment because I know we're in Disneyland Paris for 2 days. The first day we're going round, we're in France for 3 days. The first day we are having a tour of Paris, which is really exciting because I've actually never been to Paris. Been to Disneyland Paris 3 times, but I've never been to Paris itself. So that's exciting. And then we're going to Disneyland Paris for 2 days. I don't know what type of tickets we've got, whether we've got hopper tickets or one park one day. I'm really hoping it's hopper tickets because my brownies are a range of 7 to 10 years old, and if any of you guys are Disneyland Paris fans, you will know the Studios park isn't really geared, in my opinion, towards children, and we are going in October half term, and the majority of the main shows have stopped by that point because it's not peak season, but it's a busy season, which is really frustrating why they stop all the show before October, but they're getting ready for Halloween and Christmas, and I understand that, but I have to entertain 7 to 10 year olds, and if you are a ride junkie, you will bloody love the Studio Park, as it is full of rides, loads of things to do if you are a ride junkie. But if you are not, it's kind of not much else to do. If any of you do go to Disneyland Paris on a regular basis, I haven't been in like 10, possibly 15 years. The first time I went there was for the 15th anniversary, no, for the 10th anniversary, and then I went 2 years, and then I went for 3 consecutive years to Disneyland Paris at different seasons. So I don't really know, you know, what is in the Studio Park because there's no parade in the Studio Park, which is so weird and odd, and I just can't wrap my head around that there's no parade. And if you've only got one park one day, if you decide that day we're going to the studios, you can't go into the Disneyland Park to watch the parade, or you can't even go in and watch Illuminations. So I'm kind of like, what are we gonna do? You know, I've got like 10 kids who want to do things, but we can't do them because we haven't got hopper tickets. I like to be honest with you guys, I genuinely think this trip is going to be a disaster, and I mean a disaster. Once we're at Disney, it's gonna be fine, but they know nothing about this trip. And I just wanted to cry when I was in there. I'm on my period, so I'm doubly emotional. I was bored throughout that entire meeting, and they're making it so much more difficult than it actually is, because we're doing 1 day around Paris and 2 days in the bloody park. Ugh! And they just are absolutely clueless. If any of you are big Disney fans, you will know that £50 is definitely not enough spending money for a holiday at Disneyland Paris. That's it's 50 euros. And that's what they're saying is going to be the maximum that the girls are allowed to take. I'm sorry. A freaking stuffed toy is 30 euros, approximately. 25 maybe if you're feeling nice, you know, but there's going to be girls that's going to be like, I don't have any money left, I bet you, and then I'm probably, or my other leaders, are going to have to bail them out because they want to buy all these things. It's going to be fine. fine, it's gonna be fine. We're not worried, it's gonna be fine. It is freaking boiling in this car right now. Oh my god. Hello guys, it is Friday. I know, I haven't vlogged anything since Tuesday. And I was wearing pretty much the same outfit. So you could be like, oh my god, it's like the same day, isn't it? Well, it's not. It's Friday, I promise you. I am actually heading off to Brownies. I'm running a tad bit late. Nothing unusual about that. This steering wheel though, man. It is so hot. Oh my god. Okay, the window is wide open, so if you get any wind noises, I'm really sorry, but I can't help it. It is absolutely horrendously hot. Part of me is like really happy that it's getting hot now and it's like nearly summer. But the other part of me is like, dude, this is far too hot to be doing anything. It's far too hot to be inside doing revision and stuff. And I have actually done some revision today. Well done me. But let me go over what I've done the last few days that I haven't been vlogging. Wednesday I didn't do anything. Like, I did absolutely nothing. I had a day at home, did the tiniest bit of revision you could possibly imagine. And I also, what else did I do? I didn't really do a lot, if I'm like truly honest. Thursday I didn't really do anything either. During the day I was revising, all that jazz. Then in the evening I actually had a first aid course I had to go to. It was an update course. I did one 3 years ago, but unfortunately the first aid only is valid for 3 years, and then you have to do an update course. So that was not fun at all. It was very dull and very boring, and I hate it. It is vital to know. I think it's really good that if people do take the time to do a first aid training course in their life. So I did that last night, and then today I've been also doing some more revision, and then I've got Brownies now. Apparently traffic towards Brownies is horrendous, which is not great considering I've left probably about 15 minutes later than what I normally would, and I'm fine about that. Yeah, so it's mainly, these last like 3 days have mainly been just me revising, and you know, I guess I've just felt weird about filming since what happened on Tuesday, and I feel like I have to be really careful about what I say and everything and stuff, because it's quite a serious issue. You know, it's not something that can be taken lightly and stuff and everything. And I know a couple of YouTubers who have actually, like, it's really affected them, and they haven't been able to film or edit videos this week, and they just feel weird about it, which I get. I've still been able to film and edit, but I just, you know, vlogging's different to just making a video, in my opinion. It's really difficult. I don't really know what to say about it. Like, I think I don't know what to say, to be honest. Nothing I say is going to make it any better. These last couple of days I have shed a few tears about the fact that, you know, it happened. And it happened, you know, I went to an Ariana Grande concert, not last year, the year before. And it's just weird, because I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, it could have happened to me and everything, which sounds so flippin' selfish, but it's true. It could have happened to me. I could have been at that concert, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of Ariana Grande, but I do like some of her stuff, and I could have been there, you know. When my mum told my grandma that I went to Ariana Grande a couple of years ago, she was like, what? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, Grandma, it's not her fault, you know. It's not Ariana Grande's fault for any of it, and you know, and that was in the past. We've got to look forward. My mum asked me a question last night, and she asked, has it changed how you feel about going to a concert? And my initial answer was yes, it has, but only because I can count on more than 2 hands how many times that they haven't checked my bag when I go in. And I know that's ridiculous that, you know, they need to check us, but, you know, for an event like that, I feel like you should. I don't know, it's ridiculous how many times like they don't check the bags. And I know it's a really dull and boring thing, and a lot of people don't like, I mean, I don't like them checking my bags because it's an invasion of my privacy, but I understand that they have to for rules and stuff. It annoys me that, you know, you can't take a water bottle in, but then it brings it to events like what happened on Tuesday that you can understand why, because, you know, a bottle of water could be anything, couldn't it? I don't know. I mean, I'm not that way inclined, so I don't really understand, I don't really know. And then I started talking to Mum about it a bit more, and I said, you know, it doesn't affect me in that I won't go. I will just be more aware, I guess. You know, events like this have happened in London, they've happened in other places, and that's not stopping me from going there. Like what happened in New York in 2001 isn't stopping me wanting to go to New York and wanting to go really badly. Like I've always wanted to go to New York, so it doesn't stop me from going. It's just going to make me that little bit more aware that these things can happen, and to be careful, you know, that these things do happen. I don't know, and I'm really sweaty already. Oh my god, so sweaty. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, like I wouldn't stop using the London Underground if they bombed the London Underground, because the London Underground is a really good way of getting around London. London's a pretty big place, and if you want to get from, you know, Embankment to the Tower of London, that's a really long distance to walk, and I have walked it. It's not horrendously far, like it's obviously not a marathon length, but it is quite a far walk, and so these things can, you know, the London Underground is a help because you can get it up to, I cannot remember, Blackfriars, I think, and then you can walk the rest, and it's not that far to walk. You know, I know the bombings that happened in London, the 7/7 bombings they were known as, I know they happened. My mum was in London on that day and got the train I think she got the train, the Underground before the one that blew up. So I know that they happen, and my mum was incredibly lucky that day, and I'm incredibly grateful for that luck. But it hasn't stopped me from using the Underground, because my mum nearly got blown up in the Underground, you know. It hasn't stopped me. It's just been like, okay, you see anything suspicious, keep an eye out, and if something goes wrong, you know, report it. If you don't feel safe, report it. And, you know, I've not ever felt not safe before going on the Underground. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy the Underground in the summer. I do tend to avoid it then because it's just far too hot and far too sweaty. But, you know, it's just all of that. You know, I don't know what more I can say. There isn't really a lot more I can say, to be honest. I just think we all have to be a little bit more wary, but we should.
Hello guys, it is Sunday now. Didn't really vlog much yesterday. Yesterday my niece Lily was round. She is still round today, but they're at church at the moment. We went and fed the ducks yesterday. Well, it wasn't really ducks, it was seagulls, wasn't it really? At a little beach called Mudderford. And we had a little walk around there and explore. Lily and I played a million board games yesterday. We played Game of Life, Cluedo. I love Cluedo. Oh, my buttons come undone. She also watched Moana for the first time. We have a little bit left to watch, the last hour or so, and she really likes it. And that's what we did yesterday. Not a lot. No revision was done yesterday, which is not great. And I doubt much will be done today because Lily is still here, so we're entertaining her this morning. And then this evening, and we're leaving here at about 3 o'clock-ish, so it's afternoon really, we're going to a family barbecue. It's my uncle's 50th birthday today, and they're having a barbecue. Last time I saw this uncle or aunt or cousin, a long time ago. They might watch this, so I've got to be careful, as they know that I do this. Haven't spoken or seen them in a very long time. Yeah. Don't really know what to say to not make it awkward. We're quite comfortable with talking to them. They're not quite as comfortable talking to us. Yeah. Mum and I aren't particularly looking forward to this barbecue. But we have to go. We've been invited, therefore we have to go, and we are going. But it's going to be a really fun afternoon, and I probably won't be able to vlog anything because family situations aren't meant for vlogging, and I know like the majority of my family know I do this now, but I'm still a little bit awkward about it all, so I don't really know what else to say. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be some food. I've got my cousins, I don't know what to call them. We call them cousins, but they're not cousins. They're so distantly related to us now. But they're going to be there, so I'm very happy about that. You have seen them on the vlog before, Holly and Harry. I've got a picture. These guys are going to be there. This was taken at Walt Disney World and they gave it to me. I'm jealous because they went to Walt Disney World at Easter, but they look very happy. So they're going to be there tonight, which is going to be amazing. I haven't seen them in such a long time as well. So it's going to be really nice to see them, have a chat and have a little run around with them, hence why I'm not wearing a dress. Also, it's not particularly warm enough to be wearing a dress today. But yeah, they're going to be there with their mum and dad and their grandma. My grandma's going to be there, and my mum and my stepdad, and I don't know who else is going to be there, so...
You hear that, Samson? Beautiful.
Good
that was the worst barbecue I've ever been to. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't vlog anything there because it's a little bit awkward around family and stuff, so I didn't. People that were hosting, my uncle, my aunt and my cousins, 2 out of 4 of them didn't speak to me. The 2 that did, literally, it was a greeting at the door and a goodbye when I left. I didn't see the point of why they invited me, and next time I won't be offended if they don't invite me. That's why I'm not that bothered about mentioning this in the vlog right now, because I don't want an invite to the next barbecue. I'd be quite happy not to see them again, because yeah, they didn't speak to my mum. They barely said 2 words to my grandma, and it makes me really angry and really upset for her, because they didn't speak to her at all, really, and they haven't seen her since just after Christmas. I'm trying not to be angry by it because it's what they're like, but I can't help myself but be angry, and I think it's really wrong. I am a very family orientated person, and to not speak to my grandma for months on end, I just can't imagine. My grandma and I are so close. I just couldn't imagine not speaking to her for a few weeks. It's just crazy, really crazy, and I can't, you know, wrap my head around it all. It's just mad to me. But anyway, these guys were there. Lovely to see them. Actually going to go around and see them again on Wednesday. Apparently this has made their half term seeing me. Unfortunately I don't get to see them very often. Just how it goes, yeah, I don't get to see them very often. You know, this one here, she is a very good footballer and plays for the youth team in Bournemouth. Obviously, like, we've got these guys that go to school, like me, they're there. I mean, I don't go to school, I go to college, but, you know. So I don't get to see them as often as I would like, so I'm actually going to see them on Wednesday, which is very nice. I'm excited to see them. Side note, I said earlier this picture was taken at Walt Disney World, and they go every couple of years to Walt Disney World, and they also go to Legoland. This little boy here is obsessed with Lego. He loves Lego, and you know, they're very sporty, so they went to a basketball match whilst they were out there as well, and there's a possibility that I could go with them to Walt Disney World. Now, it wouldn't be next year, it would be in 2019. It's not for definite, but that's so cool. I could be going to Walt Disney World, and it has been a dream of mine to go, and it's looking quite likely. Yeah, 2019. I could be at Walt Disney World. My first ever trip to Walt Disney World, which sounds amazing, and I'd really like to go. I said to myself that I would go. Can you tell it's like raining? That was some thunder out there if you didn't guess. Oh my god. It's bank holiday weekend, so of course it has to rain, doesn't it? But yeah, I said to myself I was going to go to Walt Disney World for my 25th birthday. That was my plan. That was how I was going to spend my 25th birthday. My first quarter of a century I was going to spend at Walt Disney World. And I still want to do that because it gives me enough time to save up to go. It's nice that I could be going a little bit sooner than that, so that's cool. Not set in stone, not guaranteed. Very likely that it might change, but it is likely that I will be going. So I said it as a joke. I said that I would go and I would babysit these guys. I'd be quite happy to go as a babysitter. And they were like, you don't have to babysit, you can just come. And I was like, wait, what? And then my mum was like, seriously, think about this. You know, 2 weeks with me, and excited me because I'll be at Walt Disney World. Like, whoa, do you really want to do that? And they were like, no, of course, she can come. And I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I could be going to Walt Disney World. So that's really exciting. It's not set in stone. I have no dates yet. But it is a possibility for 2019, and if it does happen, I am so excited and I can't wait. I'm going to end the weekly vlog on a super positive note, as it is quite late. I hope you enjoyed this week. I can't really call it a weekly vlog, can I? Because I missed out like half the week, but you know, is what it is. You can't do everything, can you? But if you did enjoy this weekly vlog, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new around here. And I shall see you next week for another weekly vlog. Thanks for watching. Bye.